But let's go back to what this is really about in terms of the NFL, and that's Tyreek Hill, someone we spoke about last Monday, coming on the heels of him getting taken out of his car and allegedly manhandled and on the ground. There was a big outcry about it from people who didn't know anything, sight unseen. You're going by the words. He gets in front of the camera after the fact, says he doesn't know why he was taken out. He doesn't know why he was treated like that, etc. But then the body camera comes out for the police officer, and we see why they did that to you. Now, people may disagree with how he was handled, but it could have all been avoided to begin with if you just followed the police officer's orders, period. You were speeding through the construction site because it looked like it was a construction zone. Other cars going at their normal speed. You and your $100,000 car or whatever going a lot faster than everybody else, entitled to otherwise, regardless. I think the police officers didn't even have their radar. They weren't checking for speeders. They just noticed a speeder coming through a zone like that, and they went after him, and it just happened to be him. But instead of just obliging the police officers, he has to run his mouth, telling them not to knock on his door, what he's not going to do, all this stupidness that leads to nonsense. And then he ends up on the ground getting pulled out. Then his teammate ends up getting handcuffs on because he wants to incite the situation even more. And there are people out there who agree that he was in the right. These are the same goons who get shot at because of the same damn thing.
So I'm not a just comply guy. If your rights are being violated, you have every right to stand up for yourself.
Oh, if your rights are being violated legitimately,
yes. In that situation. However, if you're going, I don't know, let's just say 30 miles over the speed limit and you get pulled over, you're in the wrong. So when a cop comes to your door, you don't have the right to say, I'm not going to put my window down. No, you need to work to get out of that situation because you're in the wrong. He comes to your window. Hey, my bad, officer. I'm Tyreek Hill. I'm trying to get to the stadium. Here's my license. Do whatever you got to do, whatever. And the whole situation could have been avoided, I'm sure. But if you're going to be defiant and you're in the wrong, well, all bets are off at that point because if they're trying to do their job, they have every right to pull you over. They have every right to ask for your license. And if you're refusing, then it's going to escalate. And if it escalates, that's your fault.
Yep.
There's situations when you must comply, when you're wrong.
And he was wrong. And if you look at the video of the cars that were passing by, these police officers were just there. I think they were just in the construction zone. They weren't looking to see who's speeding because of a radar gun. They weren't trapping anyone. They weren't setting anyone up. You just happen to see everybody going at a normal speed and this expensive car going at a high rate of speed in this construction zone from what it looked like. And then he got pulled over. They get on and get pulled over, and he's in the wrong initially, from the beginning and the end. And then it goes from there. And the deal is, if you can't have one without the other. You can't have him on the ground with the knee on his neck and all this other crap going on without him acting the way he had acted to begin with. If he would have just complied, even though he had an attitude, even though he was in a rush to play in the game, bro, you're caught by the police, just follow the rules like anybody else. But there aren't a whole bunch of everybody else's or anybody else's because they want to act like him. And then with his history of being who he is, maybe they know it, maybe they don't. I know he's big down there. He's big nationally, but primarily down there. They may have billboards of him and they have commercials of him, I'm sure. These police officers probably knew who he was once they saw him face to face, but it's still, this entitlement did not work there. They asked questions you did not want to answer or you not want to oblige, and it led to all of this. He's in the wrong 100%, but because he has the bully pulpit of being able to have all of the media around him, first game of the season, the NFL is the biggest thing in the country. He says all of this nonsense as he doesn't know why he was pulled over, doesn't know why he was treated the way he was treated. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. If not for the body cam, you have a bunch of goons out there who would side with him. And they probably still siding with him after the damn body camera.
Well, I hope he doesn't actually believe that, because if he does, well, then he's got real problems. Because if he was speeding to the point where they didn't even need a radar to clock him, like they can just tell how fast he's going, and he doesn't think, or he doesn't know why they pulled him over, dude, you got issues.
I don't think he thought anyone would have a camera. I don't know how he's dealt with police enough over the past several years to know how it works, to know there is a body cam, to know that someone, if anything at all, because there were people out there who had their phones as well. But I think those were the people who rushed to judgment as well, because they had their phone, not knowing where it all started. So they just had their phone. They see him on the ground. So of course, everybody's going to point to the cop and say the cop's wrong. We're in a society now where everybody believes the cop is wrong. And regardless of what they're doing, they're wrong. And if it's a star player, well, you're even doubly wrong, maybe triple wrong. And it was nothing of what he said. Then he gets in him, says the nonsense he says, and maybe we could work together and make a better community. This whole little fake line he threw out there. I mean, this is just BS. BS at its worst and at its lamest. And it's still people who are going to agree with him as if he was right. He was wrong in every facet of what had happened, and no one was to hold him accountable for it. And what makes it even worse for him is that we do know his background. We know his history. Throughout the time he's been in the NFL and even in college, the reasons why he had to transfer. All of these things we've seen, we've known about for people who follow him. But on a national scale, I think the things he's done have made national news before. This is just the latest thing making national news, and he's 100% responsible for what had happened to him.
Yeah, I still don't agree with the knee in the back while he's on the ground, and I definitely don't agree with his teammate being handcuffed. His teammate didn't do anything wrong.
Well, the teammate comes over and he tried to, I don't know if he's trying to defuse it. He's talking about the getting Rico, whatever it is. And I guess he got too close to the situation and you had to tame him. I mean, come on now. Why do you feel, why do you feel you have to participate?
Does the video show him being like that?
No, I don't know. I can't remember that because I know I saw the Tyreek Hill deal. But as far as his teammate go, I know his teammate was saying something. So maybe, you know what? The police were already agitated as hell. I mean, this is a stressful job these cops have to begin with. Now you're dealing with this knucklehead who does crap out of habit and not because that's who he is. And, I guess they're just agitated. You're coming in, getting a little too close for comfort. And you know what? Running your mouth.
That's too bad. That's too bad. Civilians have the right to observe.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I guess not come in and start invoking themselves into a situation that's trying to be put under control. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I can't really speak on it because I didn't see the video. I don't know what was said. I just know the man didn't commit no crime. The man wasn't speeding. He was trying to look out for a friend, and they handcuffed him too. That doesn't sound right to me.
And I think I don't know if it was the coach or somebody else was saying, yeah, we want teammates to be able to stick together. I think I heard another play even say something like that. Yeah, I'm glad that they stood up for him, that they should be able to stick together and this and that or the other. And I think that he, during the press conference, was saying, yeah, I'm glad that my teammates were able to come. We have something special going on here. Just based on this, not the game that was played, but based on this, because they came and had my back. All your teammates have your back most times on the field, sometimes off the field. But come on, man, this isn't the reason why you're going to have a good or bad team, because you continue to make poor decisions and they have to rescue your ass if that's what it's going to be.